Hey YouTube, longest post 1975. Yeah, title. Honestly, I don't ever intend to double up on systems. That's not my intention. It's just I have this sort of uncanny knack that if I, make my mind up to go and get a system, it will be like difficult to get it, because I actually drove to Swindon a couple of weeks ago to pick up this system, not this actual one, but the system, I should say. And the guy changed his mind to sell it to me there. He let me drive to Swindon to do so, but yeah, how rude is that, mind? So yeah, Swindon's about an hour away from me, so what a waste of petrol. Now my brother has, or had, there's the nod here, there's the giveaway, had this system, and he kind of knows that I am a retro, so he needed some sort of instant cash, so basically he said, do you want to buy my PC Engine? And I was like, dude, where were you, a couple of weeks ago? And he goes, well, do you want to buy it? And I thought, well, you know what, I may not need it as such, but I'd rather it stayed in the family. That may seem a little odd or silly for a computer system. I'd rather it stayed in the family, and it is boxed. And so I was like, yeah, well then, what do you want for it? And he's like, I want 100 quid. I was like, ooh, 100 quid, eh? I was going to buy it anyway, to be perfectly honest. I was going to buy it, but to drop 100 quid on something on the spot, you just kind of like, on the spot on the phone. It's like, oh. And then he goes, I'll tell you what, if you buy it for 100 quid, I'll chuck in Astro Wars. Remember that? Grandstand's tabletop game, Astro Wars? So I was like, alright, sold. So I drove to his house. He lives downtown. Just a quick observation here. On the way, right, every single petrol forecourt was absolutely, rammed, and there were queues and stuff like this. And it just makes me laugh because, oh, the great British public, we must be the only people who can act like we're in crisis, or basically simulate a crisis when there is no crisis. There is no strike. There's no imminent strike, and if there is, it will be at least 2 weeks. So it just makes me laugh how everyone goes batshit crazy, he says, having filled up his car. But in my defence, I filled up my car the other day, and there was no one at the garage because it was 6 o'clock in the morning. Although, quick thing I'd like to say about this, all these people, who raise their forecourt prices massively just because the demand goes mental, remember who they are, people. Remember who they are. And when the crisis averts, don't go back there. Vote with your feet and vote with your wallets. Anyway, talking about Petrol 4, this is a video game pickup video. Right, so I picked up a box PC Engine. Long story short there, God, I'm waffling. I was going to say the box isn't fantastic, Nick, but then at the end of the day, for a console that's sort of that old, you can't really complain, can you? Look at that. Sorry for the glare, there's a little LED light here, otherwise it looks like a cave in my room. I suppose it's pretty good, Nick, really. Let's have this massive piece of tape on here, not sure why. The console itself is probably in the same condition as mine, it's filthy, and it's quite faded, but it is complete, and it's got an official NEC pad, because mine's obviously got a third party, and it's got the power unit, and under here, I can't really bother to get it out, is the TV connector lead. There's a game in it as well. Mojo Roader. I do remember playing this when I was a kid. It's like a top-down sort of racing game, but it's got really horrible sort of scrolling, in the sense that your car gets to the end, it's like a track. It's not like Super Sprint or anything like that, it's much closer in, but when you get towards the end of the screen, then it jerkily just goes, and you get the next chunk. So yeah, very horrible scrolling, but you know what? I can't really complain for that, can I? 100 quid. Oh, and it came with another game. No, not that one. New Zealand Story. I love New Zealand Story. I've actually got a loose card of it knocking around over there somewhere. But yeah, oh, fantastic game. Absolutely love this game. Played all sorts of versions. I've played it on the Master System, I've played it on the Spectrum. Great game. Music though, great. Absolutely great. So yeah, the kicker, the sweetener in the deal, if you will. Astro Wars. Look at that. Again, boxed. Alright, once again, it's, It's not in the best nick, but the thing is there a date on it? Yeah, obviously this predates the PC Engine by 6 years. This is 1981. It's like a Galaxians type of game. I absolutely loved this game when I was a kid, but I never got to play it much because he would never let us play it. Ultra modern arcade excitement is now yours as you defend your Earth, apparently there's model Earths. Defend your Earth's ships against a fierce invasion. You must dodge the enemy missiles and fire back at squadrons of attacking fighters, warships and enemy command ships. If you can survive, you can attempt the exciting docking manoeuvre and earn extra points. I do remember the docking manoeuvre as a proper pain in the ass. But this one's really cool. I haven't managed to test it yet because the adapters are shit streak. But the unit itself is absolutely immaculate and gorgeous. Look at that. Look at that. As I recall, this thing, yeah, look at that. Basically, you have to get an adapter because this thing will eat batteries like no one's business. But fantastic. Do like this game. Do remember being amazing. Also, the instructions, kind of limited instructions. I don't know. It's like they saw the future of EA. Now, I do have another game. This was quite hard to get, basically because it sold out everywhere. And yeah, Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City. I finally got my hands on it. Now I know this is a retro video, but I want to talk about this. Am I the only person who's quite disappointed with this? I understand that it was never going to be a true Resident Evil game, but I was super excited because it was set in Raccoon City, and let's be honest, Resident Evil 2 is the best out of all of them. So yeah, I know it wasn't going to be a traditional Resident Evil game, and the graphics are pretty nice, but it's just gameplay-wise, I don't know, I can't quite put my finger on it. It feels more like downloadable content for a game than an actual game itself, if that makes sense. I don't know, I was just playing it and I was just thinking, 30 quid for this? I don't know, maybe it gets absolutely amazing. And it was nice to sort of, you know, revisit some of the old monsters and stuff like that. And like I said, maybe it gets far, far better, but I'm not completely slaying it. I'm just saying it doesn't feel like a title in its own right. Now, if you want to know how to make some easy fucking gold, Capcom, quite simple. Remake Resident Evil 2 with the Resident Evil 5 game engine. Job done, job done. But anyway, I don't know, what do you think? But yeah, that's my pickups. And thank you very much to my brother. Or thank you very much to my brother for being broke and needing cash. Anyway, I'll see you later.